is the page we finished, I think. And we're gonna start on page 114. So let's begin. Holding hands causes heart rates, breathing, and brain waves to synchronize. Hand dryers in public toilets blow fecal bacteria all around the room and spread it evenly over your hands. 7% of Netflix users watch movies in public toilets. The big toilet, once common in rural China, fed human waste straight to the pigs. In Germany, you can be fined 2,500 euros for calling someone an old pig. During the First World War, truces would occasionally be called in the trenches so both sides could yell insults at each other. During the Christmas truce of 1914, one English soldier got a haircut from a German who used to be his barber in Holborn. In 1865, the Duke of Buckingham was blown from Holborn to Euston through a pneumatic tube intended for parcels. Roman maps gave exact distances between towns and rated the roadside inns and the road quality. In Iceland, drawing a map on an envelope works just as well as writing the address. Until 2011, buildings in South Korea were numbered according to when they were built. When the River Han in Korea was crossed by tightrope walkers, the Washington Post reported skywalkers in Korea cross Han Solo. The Yellow River in China has lost 30% of its fish species, and 66% of its water is undrinkable. Only 36% of Americans can locate North Korea on a map. There are Google Maps for the Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Pluto, 4 of Jupiter's moons, and 7 of Saturn's. One of the moons of Uranus is called Margaret. Uranus is the coldest planet in the solar system, even though it's nearer to the Sun than Neptune. 99% of the time, the temperature on Mars is below 0. Mars has distanced itself from the deep-fried Mars bar because it goes against the company's commitment to promoting healthy, active lifestyles. There is a pig farm in Japan where the pigs only drink green tea. Over half the farm workers in the US work in Texas. The most common job in America today is shop assistant. Shops in Romania may offer chewing gum instead of small change. Kraft Foods in China tried replacing the filling in Oreo biscuits with chewing gum, but it didn't catch on. Yeah, I bet. In 2005, the red panda called Babu escaped from a nature reserve in Birmingham and was voted Broomy waxing department on the other. Noisy miners are small birds of the honeyeater family. Vulture bees make honey from rotten meat. If butterflies eat road salt, the males become more muscular and the females get bigger eyes and brains. Passion fruit vines deter butterflies from laying eggs on their leaves by growing mock butterfly eggs. Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts is home to a tiny frog called pinkletting. Tiny moons in Saturn's rings named after kittens include Fluffy, Garfield, Socks, Whiskers, Butterball, and Mittens. Journalist Christopher Morley called his two cats Shell and Will because nobody can tell them apart. Lyndon B. Johnson had two beagles called him and her. When Gavin Williamson was Conservative chief whip, he kept a tarantula called Cronus on his desk. Spiders have hydraulic legs. The first hydraulic lift was used to carry ship onto a roof. If you lift a kangaroo's tail off the ground, it can't hop. Almost 10% of the cat's bones are in its tail. Luna moths avoid being eaten by bats by using their tails as sonar deflectors. The odds of being bitten by a shark, bear, or snake in any 3-year period is 893 quadrillion to 1. Lima beans plants attacked by spider mites release a burst of chemicals that attract insects which then eat the spider mites. The Timide Tigerella japonica has been lurking in cups of tea for 3,000 years. There is only one species of tea plant. Tea leaves uncurl when hot water is poured on them in a process known as the agony of the leaves. The world's largest amphibian makes a sound like a crying baby. The call of the male Tunkara frog of Central America sounds like a Star Trek phaser. Parrots use Alexa to order items from Amazon. When ducks sleep in a row, the ones that either end sleep with their outside eye open looking for predators. Fish swim faster in city rivers than in country rivers. The first English reference to fish in chip shops called them a considerable source of nuisance. Shops sell more clothes if their mannequins have a head. Shrews' heads are 20% bigger in the summer than in the winter. The bent-tailed tree shrew's entire diet is fermented nectar containing up to 3.8% alcohol. Alcohol helps you speak foreign languages better. The International Bartenders Association recognizes only 77 cocktails. One of the pilgrims on the Mayflower sailed with 139 pairs of shoes. First names of pilgrims on the Mayflower included Remember, Resolve, Humility, True Love, and Wrestling. When the royal family changed its name in 1917 because it was too German, new names considered included Guelph, Whipper, Wettin, Tudor, Stuart, and England. The royal family is named after Windsor Castle. Emman in Rio has lived in a sandcastle since 1996. Saturn's moon Titan has electrostatic sand that would be perfect for sandcastles. The world's largest sandcastle was built in Germany, 180 kilometers from the coast. You can be fined 1,000 euros for taking sand from Sardinia. In 2008, after a 9-year legal battle, an unemployed man in southern Italy was acquitted of stealing an aubergine. I think I'm pronouncing this one right. The Lamborghini Countach gets its name from the Piedmontese slang for holy shit. There has been only one posthumous Formula One champion. Mexico City's Day of the Dead parade didn't exist until it appeared in the James Bond film Spectre. I'm not sure that's true. The phrase vital statistics originally referred to births, marriages, and deaths. George Washington is the highest-ranking general in the U.S., even though he's been dead for over 200 years. George Washington called a ceasefire during the American Revolutionary War to return a British general's terrier that had wandered onto the battlefield. King Henry III of France liked to tie a ribbon around his neck from which he hung a basket of small dogs. Dogs like reggae. Animals and humans prefer music that is close to their own vocal range. A mathematical study of 50 years of hit singles concluded that the Beatles had no influence at all on the history of pop music. Ozzy Osbourne's 1992 tour was called No More Tours. His 2018 tour was called No More Tours too. The Tour de France hasn't been won by a French cyclist since 1985. Chinese tourists can pay $50,000 to shoot a polar bear in Canada. A Chinese robot named, I can't pronounce that, Little Doctor has passed the written stage of the National Medical Listening Exam. Ford has a robot called Reboot that simulates a large film. The video game Grand Theft Auto 5 has made more money than any film in history. Psycho was the first major American film to feature a flushing toilet. The boy who played Piggy in Lord of the Flies was bullied by the other boys. The first 8 popes were all murdered. There is a secret passageway at the back of the Vatican in case the Pope needs to escape. Pope Urban, I have no idea what number that one is. Is it I'm not even gonna attempt it. Issued a decree that all pasta shops must be at least 25 yards apart. Italian pasta makers used to knead dough with their bare feet. The word shampoo comes from a Hindi word meaning to knead. The Indian beagle is the national bird of India. The great Indian booster nearly made it, but there were concerns it might be misspelled. Okay, now I know how it sounds like. Melville Dewey, creator of the Dewey Decimal System, was such a fan of spelling reform that he spelled his first name Melville. Hotmail is so named because it contains the letter HTML. It was originally Hotmail. Oh. When Bill Clinton was president, he sent only 2 emails. The man who invented email later became an importer of sheep semen. Human semen contains fructose. Scientists have devised a method of finding the best sperm for IVF by making them complete a tiny obstacle course. In the first egg and spoon race in 1894, competitors had to punt with their spare hand. In 2018, a charity snail race was cancelled after cold weather caused all the competitors to go into hibernation. Sea slugs prefer to eat an animal that has just eaten another animal, so they get 2 meals in once. The UK's food supply chain means we're only ever 9 meals away from empty supermarket shelves. Oh, it's scary to think that. Some bacteria are not only resistant to antibiotics, they enjoy eating them. The Korowai people of New Guinea, I forgot how it's pronounced, put crabs in their ears to eat their earwax. Dinosaurs suffered from dandruff. People suffering from plague may not enter a library in the UK. The Queen is a fee-paying member of the Jigsaw Puzzle Library. The Queen owns a treadmill that 18 horses can use at the same time. Scientists have made a hat for horses with built-in earphones so they can listen to music. Using a musical instrument to annoy someone is illegal in Singapore. Pangolin and caterpillar soup is illegal in China. Carp soup is a popular Christmas dish in Poland. It's good luck to keep the scales in your wallet till the next Christmas. The Christmas Tree Grower Council of Europe its Christmas party in June. The first person to use the phrase Merry Christmas was also the first to use the word prosecco. In the last 300 years, the average size of the wine glass has increased almost sevenfold. Jeff Goldblum puts orange juice on its cereal. The Pope drives a blue Ford Focus. Isildur is Icelandic for going for a drive and ending up with an ice cream. Eating ice cream for breakfast can increase mental alertness. 1 in 5 Britons cannot name a single author of literature. The first, second, and third most common sentences in Stephanie Meyer's Twilight novels are I sighed, he sighed, and I shrugged. George Orwell ran the village shop in Wellington, Hertfordshire. Agatha Christie worked as a hospital pharmacy assistant during the First World War. The first real murder on the Orient Express took place a year after Agatha Christie's novel came out. King Ferdinand of Bulgaria was so scared of being murdered on the Orient Express that he locked himself in the toilet. The surrender of Germany after the First World War and the surrender of France in the Second World War were signed in the same carriage of the Orient Express. Theodore Roosevelt coined the expression lunatic French. When Frinton-on-Sea, Essex, got its first pub in 2000, locals described it as the worst thing to hit the town since Luftwaffe. The oldest known writing on Earth contains a swastika. In ancient Greek, one line of text would be written left to right and the next right to left. There used to be 6 more letters in the English alphabet: Eth, Thorn, Yin, Yok, Ash, and Itho. Denmark hated the letter Q so much they abolished it in 1872. The letters K, W, and Y were officially added to the Portuguese alphabet in 2009. Seychelles is the only member of the UN whose name has no letters in common with Britain. Britain and Portugal have been allies since 1373. A Portuguese way of telling someone to leave you alone is go away and come monkey. To beat the donkey's sponge cake is a Polish expression meaning to treat someone better than they deserve. Don't come to the rope run with me is Australian slang for you must be joking. Prawn crackers in Italian are novel dragon clouds. Some buildings in Hong Kong have large holes designed into them for dragons to fly through. The world's largest building in the shape of a bottle is the Strong Drinks Museum in Moldova. A hecatombedon is a building measuring exactly 100 feet by 100 feet. The Lost Paris and Dublin Airport has an unclaimed tombstone with the words, "You will always be remembered, never forgotten." Oh, the irony. The Chinese government has announced a crackdown on strippers at funerals. The classic ghost costume dates from the time when bodies of the poor were wrapped in a sheet. Highwayman Thomas Wilmore used to disguise himself as a ghost to scare gamblers from the tables, then take the money they'd left behind. Gambling was illegal in public libraries from 1898 to 2005. In 2014, Oklahoma, California discovered that paintball had been illegal there for 80 years and immediately legalized it. In 2017, Oregon banned poker and also a game called Big in June, despite the fact that it hadn't been played since the 1950s. The best poker face is a smile. Blind people smile even though they have never seen one else doing so. When Walmart opened in Germany, it scrapped its policy of employees smiling at customers because the Germans found it too weird. In Germany, until 1888, you have to have a license to take a child out in a pram. The German for contraceptive pill is anti-baby pile. cases was a month-old orphan named Ernest. The 2017 IG Nobel Prize for Cognition was awarded to scientists who proved that identical twins often can tell which of them is which. What? I'm not sure I understand this correctly. I have to look it up. In 2007, the Ivory Coast government gave away a house to an employee as a prize for turning up on time. More than 50% of the ivory imported into China comes from woolly mammoths. Mammoths are still trapped in the Arctic permafrost. Frostproof Florida was so named to persuade farmers it wouldn't get a frost. 2 years later, frost killed almost its whole citrus crop. Why not? Why not? I don't know. North Carolina was named after a long debate concluded with someone saying, why not? Just say why not and let's go home. Johnny's Cash real name is J.R. Cash. His parents couldn't agree on his names, only the initials. Johnny Cash named his daughter Roseanne after Rose and Annie, his nicknames for her mother's breasts. UK street names include Funny Hands Lane, Wiley Lane, and Uranus Road. Houses on streets with route names are cheaper. You can say fuck at any time on Canadian radio provided it's a French language station. NASA has its own radio station called the Third Rock Radio. In 1972, Peru banned Santa Claus from appearing on radio and TV. Santa's helpers in Iceland include the spoon licker, the door sniffer, and the sausage swiper. Good Icelandic children get presents at Christmas, naughty ones get rotten potatoes. Frederick William of Persia decreed that anyone refusing to plant potatoes would have their noses and ears cut off. Police in Vanuatu are encouraging people to grow potatoes instead of pot. It is illegal in England to import Polish potatoes or potatoes suspected of being Polish. When foreign films are dubbed into Polish, all the parts, even those of women and children, are read by one male actor. Okay, I think I've actually read enough for today because I'm starting to get quite sleepy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it relaxing, and I'll see you in the next one. Sweet dreams.